Want to know what AR is the best AR for Season 2 after all the buffs and the nerfs? Well, today we're going to be breaking out 5 different weapons that you're definitely going to want to consider as the top best ARs. Plus, we'll also be mentioning which one's the best one out of all of them. Essiva, this is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 different ARs which are considered to be the best weapons in the game right now. So the 5 best ARs that you could possibly have in your loadout. Now, for some reason, some of you might have some of these weapons or might have one of these weapons in your inventory and you think it's the best. But do you know if it really is the best? And do you actually know if that is the best weapon in the game overall? Well, today we're helping to answer those questions. But before we do, I have a question for you guys. What is your favorite AR in Warzone? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you didn't know, guys, we stream daily on Twitch. So if you haven't had a chance to check us out, make sure you guys do. The link is down below. If you want to learn how to play like a pro, want to get pro strategies, or just want to overall become a better player, or maybe you need to get a win, make sure you guys check us out over on Twitch. The link is down below. Hope to see you guys over there. So one of the things that happens when you play Call of Duty Warzone, either you have the game or you don't have the game, you just have Warzone installed, you're going to be presented with all these weapons. You have the Kilo, the FAL, the M4, the FR52, the ODEN, the M13, the FN Scar, the AK-47, the Ram 7, and the Grau. Now, all these weapons in paper. Now, with all these weapons, you're going to want to know which one is the best. We hope to answer that in today's video, because we are going to go and compare the 5 best weapons that I think are the best, and based on the stats that I believe are the best, and why some weapons are more favorable than others. To get started, let's take a look at one of everybody's favorite weapon, or the weapon everybody says that is the best, that there is no other gun like this, that this is the best weapon you could possibly find on Earth. Well, that is the M4A1. Now, this weapon in particular, I'm going to divide it into 2 categories because it has 2 ways of actually using this weapon. One is the regular way that almost everybody uses it. I'm going to say about 85% of the people who play Warzone use it this way. And then I'm going to mention the 25% that use the weapon in a different manner. Let's go ahead and talk about what this weapon provides. Now, I don't have any loadouts here because I already made loadout videos. So I'll leave them linked in the description down below. So if you see a weapon here that I mentioned and you've never tried it out, check out my loadout video and you guys will know what to put on these. So let's take a look at the stats on this weapon. So RPM is going to be the rate per minute, so that's how many bullets it actually shoots per minute. There's going to be ADS, which is aim down sight speed, and we have the reload time. I'm giving you these acronyms so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention them in the weapon. We're also going to be talking about STK, which is shots to kill, TTK, time to kill, and of course damage per shot, so DPS. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. Let's start off with the base stats of the M4A1. We have RPM, which is rate per minutes. We have 600. Aim down sight speed 0.250, and the reload speed is 1.39. So really decent stats here. The way the shots work, when it hits someone, it's going to be like this. It's broken down in chest. So when you hit someone in the chest, it's going to be 28. When you hit someone in the head, it's going to be 42. Now, I went ahead and rounded off the number of bullets that it's going to take for you to actually kill someone. Now, this is based on keeping the assumption that you're not going to be hitting a headshot every single time, unless you're running a hack, then you're going to be hitting the headshot every time. So this is just on everybody that's mostly playing the game that's not a hacker. This is the amount of bullets it's going to take. So rounded off, the amount of bullets it's going to take for you to down someone, it's going to be 6 bullets. So shots to kill, 6 bullets. And the time to kill on this one, if you were to put a timer on it, is 0.360. Now, damage per shot, so every shot that you shoot is going to do 441 damage. So overall, in general, it's going to take you 6 shots to actually get this one. That is how everybody's running this weapon standardly. Now, there is a caveat to this weapon, and that caveat is based on these rounds right here, which are the SOCOM rounds. These are .458 SOCOM rounds. The downside of this, it's only 10 rounds per magazine, but boy, do these make a huge difference. Because if we take a look at how much damage it does on the chest, it does 48 compared to the 28 that the regular one does. And it does 72 to the head compared to 42 that the regular one does. Now, the shots to kill, the STK on here, it's 3 shots. So it's only going to take you 3 shots to actually down someone. That's counting if you hit a headshot and then 2 body shots. And the time to kill is 0.184. Now the damage per shot is 594. So I must say 25% of the people who run the M41 run it this way. That's even giving you a really high number. But in theory, I don't believe that too many people are running it this way. Now, overall, in general, those are the stats for this weapon. But you're definitely going to want to watch the rest of the video to see the other weapons. And at the end of the video, I'm going to let you guys know what weapon comes on top. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at another personal favorite of mine. That is the M13. And we're going to boil this down to really quick, drill down on these points. So we have rates per minute, so rounds per minute. It's going to be 900 rounds per minute. The aim down sight speed on this one is 0.250. The reload time is 1.30. And the headshot multiplier, which we're going to talk a little bit about later, is it's 0.33. Now, this one, the way it breaks down is for every chest shot you hit, it's going to give you 24. For every headshot you land, it's going to give you 36. Now, it's going to take you 6 bullets to down someone, so that is counting 2 headshots and a total of 4 body shots. The time to kill on this one is 0.325, and the damage per shot is 432. Now, you're probably wondering one thing, and that particular thing is how come this one has a shorter time to kill than the M4A1? The reason being is for 2 particular reasons. Number one is the RPM, which is 900, so that means you're going to be shooting more bullets than you would with the M4A1 when you're engaging someone. So more shots are going to go out, and that's going to cause you to actually land more shots, which might be the reason why, since you're running the M13, you feel like you're doing more damage or the gun is outperforming the M41. It just makes your gun, you're shooting more bullets, and that is why you're killing people faster. Another cool thing about this particular weapon is the reload speed. The reload speed is 1.30. It is the fastest reload speed out of any AR that I'm going to mention in today's video. So if you're looking for a weapon that reloads fast and it has a lot of shots that are fired at really fast time, then the M13 is the weapon to go. In addition to this, guys, one thing I want to mention here is the recoil pattern on this particular weapon. It's super easy to control. All it does is go up. All you got to do is hold it down, and you will be landing shots like a laser. In addition to that, this weapon does have something called blackout rounds, which multiple people on my stream have told me, you know, what do you think of the blackout rounds? Blackout rounds are really good, but I believe the biggest problem when you look at the weapon, you see that it gets an increment in damage. And most people think that that is an increment in damage on any range. Unfortunately, that is not the case, guys. The only time you get an increment in damage is when the person is 35 meters out. So from 35 meters in, you're not going to be getting that damage boost. But from 35 meters out, you will be getting that damage boost. In addition to that, guys, this weapon has a headshot multiplier. What does that mean? That means that if you hit multiple headshots, it's going to get multiplicative of the damage it does. So let's say it does 100 damage, right? You hit someone in the head. If you land a second shot, it's going to do 139 damage. So keep in mind, that might be the reason why you feel that this weapon is outperforming the M4A1, because you're getting that headshot multiplier, has more bullets coming out of it, and the reload speed is amazing. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at another weapon that is also a contender for best AR. And that, of course, is the Ram 7. So the Ram 7, guys, let's take a look at its stats. Its rounds per minute is 860. The ADS is 0.34. The reload time is 1.62. And this weapon is a monster. Now, when it shoots someone in the chest, it is 28. When it shoots someone in the head, it is 42. Now, the shots that it takes to kill someone, it's going to be 6. The time to kill on this weapon is 0.34, and the damage per shot is 472. Now, you're probably wondering, why is it that certain times when I'm firing this particular weapon, it feels like I'm killing someone so much quicker than I am if I were to kill someone versus an M4A1 or M13? The answer to that question is the ADS speed. This is by far the fastest ADS AR in its category, tied with only one other weapon, which I'm going to mention in a little bit, and that is because it has the fastest aim down sight speed. So it might seem that you're killing someone a lot quicker because your gun is being drawn that much faster. But with that being said, let's take a look at the other weapon. And we are taking a look at the ODEN. Now, the ODEN is the gun that on paper looks like trash. You're going to be like, man, this weapon is so bad. I've used it. It takes forever. It's so slow. And the reason is because if we look at the stats on this weapon, the RPM is 410. So one of the worst RPMs out of any other weapon we're looking here. It's kind of the lowest one. Aim down sight speed is 0.367. One of the worst aim down sight speeds. And the reload is 1.95. If we just take those 3 stats in face value, this weapon should go to the trash. But unfortunately for everybody that thinks it should go to the trash, I have some really bad news for you guys, because this weapon is a monster. Because what it doesn't do good on those 3 categories, it does extremely well in the main categories, the ones that matter. When you hit someone in the chest, it does 48. When you hit someone in the head, it does 77. One of the hardest hitting ARs out of all the ones that are we are mentioning in the list. Actually, it's the hardest hitting AR out of all the ones in the list. It's going to take you a total of 3 shots to kill someone, and that is if you're landing 2 headshots with 1 body shot, or you do 1 headshot and 2 body shots. And the time to kill on this weapon is 0.14.6. It is the fastest time to kill weapon. You're just going to have to wait and find out, guys, if it's the fastest, though. Just wait and watch the video. Now, damage per shots, it does 411. And overall, in general, this weapon is a monster. Put with the right attachments, this weapon hits like a truck. Now, a lot of you people might think it's bad because the aim down sight speed, the RPM is bad. But this weapon is a total annihilator if you know how to use it. And that is why it's in the list. If it's the hardest hitting AR, it's got to make the list. Now let's take a look at the last weapon, and one weapon that almost every single one swears about, and that is the Growl. Everybody says the Growl is better than the M4A1. The Growl is super OP. I've seen a lot of streamers, a lot of YouTube videos saying that it's better, and I'm going to explain why it might feel that it's better. So let's go ahead and take a look at its stats. So we have RPM 750, aim down sight speed is 0.34. Similar to the RAM. That's why it seems like this is such a hard-hitting weapon. Reload speed 132. When you hit someone in the chest, it does 28. When you hit someone in the head, it does 42. Same stats as the M4A1. Time to kill on this weapon is 0.400, and damage for shots is 411. Now, the reason and the question you might be wondering is, why does it seem like I'm doing better with this weapon? The reason you're doing better with this weapon is because you're drawing your weapon a lot faster than anybody else. Because the ADS speed is the fastest out of all the ARs, only tied with the RAM. This is a really good weapon. It is almost like an M41 with faster aim down sight speed. Now, the big advantage that the M4A1 has over this one is the damage per shot. It does a little bit more damage per shot, even though it's going to take you the same amount of shots to actually down someone. It's going to take you a total of 6 shots. That is if you're landing 2 headshots and 4 body shots. And like I said, the time to kill is very, very close to the M4A1. Now it's time to answer the question, what is the best weapon out of all of them? And I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. Number 1, short range. Number 2, mid range. Number 3, long range. And then I'm going to mention which one I believe is the best. At short range, the best weapon to use is the Ram 7. At mid range, best weapon to use is the M13. At long range, the best weapon to use is the Odin. Now, I know some of you guys are flipping out like, Laser, this is lunatic. What happened to the M4A1? Oh my goodness, that is the best weapon. You're crazy, boy. I'm going to tell you why the M4A1 is the best weapon out of all these weapons. So right now, I'm going to let you guys know. Don't get impatient with me, guys. We're going to talk about that right now. So the M4A1 is the best assault rifle currently right now in the game, even though it got a silent nerf. And that silent nerf is based on the 30 meters out. It just got 1 point reduced on the damage it does. But this weapon is only, let me emphasize, only the best AR when run with this particular loadout. Monolithic suppressor, stock M16 grenadier, M16 stock, commander foregrip, and the ammunition, the SOCOM rounds. If there's anything you would replace from here and change around, there's 2 things you want to keep in here. The muzzle and the ammunition rounds. Because if we were to remove the muzzle and we were to remove the ammunition rounds, or just the ammunition rounds itself, this weapon will be very similar to the Ram, very similar to the Growl, extremely under par to the M13 due to the recoil pattern that it has. But what makes this weapon stand out than any other weapon is the SOCOM rounds, because it does 48 to the body, 72 to the head, almost like an Odin. It's almost like an Odin, crazy, and fast rate of fire. Takes 3 shots to kill someone, and the time to kill is the fastest time to kill out of any AR when ran with SOCOM rounds. It's going to be doing almost 600 damage per shot, and this is by far the best weapon right now in Warzone, only if you run it here. Now, there is a downfall to this because you're only going to have 10 rounds. Technically speaking, you should be able to kill 1 person with 1 complete magazine. If you have really good aim, you should be able to down 2 people with 1 complete magazine. overall, in general, this is the best weapon used in Call of Duty Warzone. So if you're not using it this way, change it out, try it out, and let me know what you guys think. I do hope you did find this video helpful and informative. If you did, guys, do me a huge favor, drop a like, share this video with your friends, because that helps us out a lot. We will have multiple videos like this where we're going to be doing RAM versus M4, M13 versus M4, giving you guys a little bit more in-depth and more breakdown on why it's better, why it's best, what playstyle suits the best. So make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.